My brain went to Roy Cohn when you were talking about your ex-wife, because she's famously said there is such a thing as alternative facts.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Does she really believe that?
I think...
Or was she just caught in the moment?
I think it was it was more of a verbal slip, because I think her explanation for it was always that, well, it's like she's a lawyer by training, and as am I, and when you have briefs after a trial, for example, you have one side points out the facts that support their case, and the other side points out the facts that support their case. Now, the problem with that particular use of the phrase at that moment was the subject at issue was how many people were on the mall on January 20th, 2017. And there are photographs, right? And that's why it came off the wrong way. But that's the problem with defending Donald Trump. That's the position that he puts you in, where you can't, even conceding one tiny bit of the truth undermines his position very badly, because he's basically consists of a house of cards of lies. And of course, if you question his unreality, his lies in any way, and you're working for him, that's the end of your influence with him.
I wonder how, here you were married to Kellyanne, and I totally respect. I don't want to ask you personal questions. This is more sort of a philosophical question.
Yeah.
You all have 4 kids together, right?
Yes.
And, to see, obviously, you're a person who said, I can't do this anymore. It is too repugnant, too morally suspect for me to continue supporting a person like this, who I think is dangerous,
right,
and potentially
right. And I was publicly beating that drum by 2019.
An existential threat to democracy, and yet your wife still is a believer. I'm fascinated by how the two of you could see the world so differently, and how you, as somebody again who was married and had 4 kids together, make sense of it.
I don't think even to this day I've fully made sense of it. I mean, obviously my situation, it was unique in the sense that she was so public, right? She was the face of the Trump administration for so long. Well, long before I, went on TV. I didn't go on TV until like 2020. I just wrote stuff. I quietly sat in my office and wrote stuff, and wrote op-eds for the Washington Post. And but you go around the country, and a lot of families are like that, including husbands and wives. There are people and their mothers and people and their brothers. And you have a situation where somebody who really sees Trump for what he is, loves somebody or